I will bring you greetings from Nigerian Labour Congress, Nigerian workers under the leadership of Nigerian Labour Congress and its various organs. Subsequent to the recent nationwide protests called by the National Executive Council of the Nigerian Labour Congress, it is our considered opinion that we write to you at this time of great national distress that has left a huge majority of the citizenry and workers massively impoverished and hungry. We believe that together we can cooperate, we can co-create programs and policies that will not only help reduce the suffering on the people, but we also create a functional path out of this morass, which the crushing weight of unmitigated inflation and the hardship has imposed on us. First, Your Excellency may record that two policies of your government are responsible for the unprecedented economic downturn facing millions of Nigerians. The first is your inauguration. Fuel subsidy is gone. The impact of that policy is unbridled hike in the price of refined petroleum products, especially premium motor spirit. The second is the foreign currency exchange rate flotation policy, which translates to massive depreciation of the Naira. We understand that these policies were at the instance of the International Monetary Fund and the World Bank. Your Excellency may recall the principled opposition of the NLC against the hike in the pump price of refined petroleum products over the years. We recall the role Your Excellency played in the early days of President Muhammadu Buhari administration to mediate in industrial action by the NLC against increase in the price of refined products, especially PMS. We recall your promise then that will fix the ease and rot in Nigeria's downstream petroleum sector. Unfortunately, after the story has deteriorated, the main implication in Nigeria's downstream petroleum subsector is the failure of the state to efficiently manage our foreign national and further resulting in the mass importation of refined petroleum products, expensive road haulage, excessive hikes in the pump price of petrol, and transfer of high energy costs and the prices of other essential goods and services. The treachery of an import parity price template based on imported petrol, which government claims to discount by subsidy, is the major choke point in our economy. We have no business subsidizing if our refineries are working. What I say, NLC have no business, is not subsidy in as much as working. Organized labor fully aware of the dangers that unsecured present to our economy and sustainable growth took up several campaigns, including mass protests and industrial actions, to force successive governments to do the needful. Unfortunately, all our warnings of impending evil day went unheeded. True, the evil day has arrived. Over this time, NLC have campaigned and said this thing will be achieved to Nigeria. But the government never listened. But today, the hardship is before us. The currency crisis, as marked by the current free fall of the Naira, is symptomatic of the death of productive capacity in our economy. The Naira crash is also precipitated by various acts of sabotage against our local currency by the reckless conduct of many public officials in collaboration with currency merchants who hold and launder foreign currencies. The failure of successive governments to rein in, successfully prosecute those behind these high economic crimes, including currency speculators and those sabotaging our local refineries by mismanaging turnaround maintenance contracts, sends a signal to Nigerians that these economic saboteurs are in bed with the highest echelon of political power in Nigeria. The NLC has always posited that this is totally unacceptable. Concerning the widespread hunger and frustration in the land, it is important to muster action on the widespread insecurity in the country. Farmers are unable to go to farms. Herders lose their cattle daily to cattle rustling. Food transporters are afraid to ply the roads, exacerbating the constraints of high energy costs and shooting food prices over the roof and out of the reach of most Nigerians. Succinctly put, Nigeria is now one ungovernable space as kidnappers, bandits, and robbers run amok. To face the crisis of survival, hunger, and destitution all over the country, we call on the Excellency to do the following needful. Number one, energy sector. We declare a state of emergency in the energy sector and generally mobilize the different blocks of Nigerian society, including the working class, on a mission to recover our national refineries. Some of the practical steps in this regard should include multi-stakeholders involvement in the audit of what is wrong with our refineries and the transport component of food costs. Similar investment should be made to improve social service. Expansion of all rail networks all over the country to ensure that every state capital and major food production sites are connected to a national railway network. Number four, fast-tracking the negotiation of a living national minimum wage. Nigeria currently pays one of the lowest national minimum wages in the world. Given the prevailing hardship with huge impact on workers, the current national minimum wage negotiation should be fast-tracked and primed in tandem with the current consumer price index for a living national minimum wage for Nigerian workers. We are not asking for minimum wage. We are asking for a living minimum wage, because the minimum wage is taking us nowhere. We want a wage that will sustain us. However, Excellency, NLC believes that the following demands, as proposed below, if immediately implemented, will assist our nation overcome the present crisis of survival in the short run. They are adoption of measures to mitigate the increasing hardship in the country via mechanisms that would allow for immediate food availability locally. We suggest a reopening of the land borders to allow food, cement, and other essentials to come in. Emergency measures to ensure food security around the country, including ensure that farmlands are secured so that farmers can return to their land. We propose an immediate removal of the collection of levies, fees, dues, and tolls from petty traders across the nation by local and state governments. Immediate implementation of the October 2nd, 2023 agreement reached with their government. An immediate purchase and deployment of CNG electric buses across all the states of the Federation to be managed by stakeholders. An immediate deployment of large numbers of CNG conversion kits to all states of the Federation to grant the citizenry easier access to the conversion of the vehicles from PMS to CNG. Composition of a team of relevant stakeholders to monitor and supervise all federal government intervention funds in the interest of Nigerian people. The same arrangement at all levels ensure that government interventions reach the poor and the vulnerable. Reverse and suspension of further increases in school fees across the nation. A drastic reduction and removal of import duties based on essential drugs and medical consumables to relieve the current hardship being witnessed by the sick. Direct all state government to pay all own wages, wage awards, allowances, gratuities, and pensions. Cash transfer to the vulnerable with verifiable and register to begin immediately. As holiday to all workers earning from 100,000 per month and below, including a reduction in pay for all workers earning below 500,000 a month. A removal of VAT on basic consumer items. Direct the purchase and use of made Nigerian goods and services to stimulate local production and save jobs. Immediate reduction in the cost of governance in Nigeria at all levels to to reflect the nation's tight fiscal position. Immediately, the implementation of all IMF and World Bank policies in Nigeria, they have not only worked anywhere but have brought extreme hardship, which imperils our nation's security and undermines our sovereignty. Speedy conclusion of the national minimum wage negotiation exercise ensures it approximates a living wage. Your Excellency, some of the foregoing proposals and recommendations are actually part of the previously agreed collective bargaining agreements between organized labor and government at various times. We believe that diligent implementation of these proposals in consultation with social partners via the various processes of social dialogue will go a long way in recovering our economy from the precipice and reposition of Nigeria as a productive economy with the capabilities for decent job creation, inclusive growth, and the rule of law. Mr. President, the current hardship facing our nation requires bold and decisive action. As the leader of our great country, we urge you to heed the cries of Nigerian people and take immediate steps to alleviate their suffering. The resilience and ingenuity of our workforce are invaluable assets that, if harnessed effectively, can propel Nigeria towards a future of prosperity and progress. This document to you. Thank you. This document to you. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Great Nigerian workers. Nigerian workers. Great Nigerian workers. I want to sincerely welcome you to Government House, Rivers State. I want to thank the organized labor and all the collaborating agencies that have come out here on behalf of Nigerian workers and all the citizens of Nigeria. I want to thank you for your peaceful disposition. I want to thank you because you have always conducted yourself as the primus inter pares of all labor unions in Nigeria. Rivers State ranks as one of the best organized. I watch on television things that are supposed to be peaceful like this, that are hijacked on the road by hoodlums. But that's marks of poor leadership. In your case, I can see that you are properly organized, and I want us to clap for you for that. I've listened to every presentation you have made here, and as the labor leader in the state has said, everything is included in this paper. I therefore want to assure you that I will carry this paper as presented to His Excellency, who has asked me to represent him on this special occasion. Yes, to all that listen to this paper, as it was being read out, we can find that everything here, none is local, none originated from our local source here. They are all national issues. I have hope in the renewed hope agenda of the federal government. We have hope. So I know that His Excellency, the Governor of the state, Sir Fubara, GSS-RS, will also deliver this message as presented to the federal government. But without actually wasting your time, I want to re-echo what you said. Whatever is within the powers of the governor to do to ensure that the level of suffering in the state is reduced, His Excellency will do so. Without actually saying much about ourselves, it's in public domain all that His Excellency has done from the early hours of his administration. He started with trying to assuage the suffering of the people that was occasioned by the removal of fuel subsidy. His Excellency brought out some free buses, which are not restricted to civil servants, because he knows that he's in charge of the whole residents of Rivers, not just civil servants. And these have been running to death. Are they actually running? Yes. Are they running? Yes. That marks for the fact that His Excellency is thinking about how to bring measures that will help the people living in Rivers State to let the pain on them be lessened. We cannot totally arrest it, but at least when those vehicles were rolled out, people were taking it for civil servants only. But Excellency directed strictly that these vehicles should be used by anyone that is living in River, or someone visiting River State can commit in any of them. Many other police are also on ground now to tackle some other issues that affect the general public. For example, the partnership the state has entered into and the commitment that have been made to provide free housing, low-cost housing to the average citizen, to the average resident of River State, so that people will not be living in slums again. Anything that affects you is actually a priority in the schedule of duties of His Excellency. And that is in process now. And I can assure you that within record time, everything about accommodation of the low-income workers or earners in the state will be properly addressed. His Excellency is also directly improving the life of the people working in River State. Even people in federal government agencies, His Excellency has given them accommodation. Immigration, we have accommodated them. We have Code of Conduct Bureau. I can't list all of them, but I can assure you that many federal government agencies in River State, His Excellency has touched them, and we have houses at Waterlines, at Aba Road here, at Aguma House here. His Excellency has giving them accommodation, and this is intended to help improve the working life of people even in federal level. At the state level, this is where he has finished work. Please, are there River State government workers here? Yeah. Are there River State government workers here? Yeah. Are there people here who can testify that they were moved from, say, level 8 to 12? Are there people here? Yeah. His Excellency directed that promotion should be made. People had been stagnated for years, and they were promoted. Some gained 5 extra steps, and their payments, the financial implications were totally paid. Is that true? Yeah. In December, we know that minimum wage indexation is 30,000 naira. And some people are within that continuum of between 30, 60, 70, 80. Where we see here 13th month, that means they're paying someone 1 extra month. But His Excellency broke all available records and paid 100,000 to every person. So some people got 3 times their salaries, some 2.5 times, some 2 times. Is that not commendable? His Excellency did not stop at that. His Excellency has also directed that promotions should not be done as and when due. During the Christmas period, the River State Secretariat was a kind of tourist center. It wore a new look. It was fully decorated like the streets of London, and people were coming from outside to come and snap pictures there. What was the Excellency trying to do? He was trying to tell the workers that indeed democracy is a government of the people, that produced by the people, and that intended to serve the people. That was what he intended to do. So I can assure you that whatever within his own powers to do, we will be doing. We will be doing gradually. He may not talk so much, but his actions will speak for him. I want to thank you for this disposition, and once more, you. He's already thinking about it. May God bless you as to go back to your destinations. May God help every person here, even those who are not employed. There are opportunities coming. Apart from 10,000 people that have been employed, many other people will be employed in other sectors that are still in the pipeline. I can assure you that there will be fair play to every person. This suffering is for a while. Whereas others in other states will be saying that there's a casting down, we in River State shall be saying there shall be a lifting up. Up River State. Let God help all of us in Rivers State to continue to support the governor, so that whatever we need to do, we will do them for you. And I want to tell you that this is a listening government. Whatever you also think that we need to do to improve on what we are doing, please, the doors are open. Bring your suggestions, and I can assure you that he has listening ears. Thank you, and God bless all of you.